I think this is weird. Okay, so the footage that came from was from this documentary that her daughter, who is a quote unquote documentary filmmaker, did. And when they were doing all of this stuff January 6th, that is, her daughter was there getting footage with the whole crew, which is so weird. I just don't, and the reason I say that, not that I discount that anyone in Congress has never before had a camera crew there to get footage. I just think it's weird that we've never seen that, anything like that before until right now. It's just weird. And she's there, they're talking about all this, and she says that. So, whoo boy. And this was all timed to be released at the end of, I guess it is over. Isn't it over? I mean, I guess it is.
If they successfully subpoena Trump, I guess it continues. But yeah, they need this to have a little bow on it before we get to midterm elections here in just over 3 weeks.
She vows to punch Trump if he marches on the Capitol. Oh my gosh. But he never indicated that he was going to either. And the stuff at the Capitol started. Now, remember, they were all acting like he told everyone to go and march on the Capitol and then left the stage. Hasn't that been the narrative the entire time?
You don't forget about the when he tried to take over the SUV from the Secret Service and grab the steering wheel and direct them back to the Capitol. Yeah.
But my whole point on that, remember the timeline? The timeline has always shifted for them. Because they said he told everybody, and they acted like, I think for a while, in the immediate hours after, didn't they say that he was actually marching towards the Capitol, which is weird because he never did. The people at the Capitol were there before he concluded speaking at the ellipses after and which was, it's blocks away. People were already there while he was still speaking and telling everyone, talking about peaceful demonstration and all that stuff, which he did say repeatedly, but nobody, doesn't matter because they have their narrative. And then that happened. We were on air when all of this happened. And this footage, because she's talking about him because he was apparently still on stage. So that kind of messes up their whole timeline a little bit. I don't know. So they try to do this. It's just weird. And it's very theatrical. If he comes, I'm going to punch him out. I've been waiting for this. For trespassing on the Capitol grounds. First off, that's really weird. Let me stop there. Why didn't she call the guard? Why didn't she have additional people there? I say this because I've been to the Capitol for so many rallies, so many protests. I have spoken there so many times. I have never, and while I wasn't there in D.C. on January, we were here on air, I've never seen a lesser policed event than I did with that. Because every other time I've ever been at the Capitol, there's security, there's police everywhere. And one of the reasons why is because going to the Capitol on any given day, and as Steve will tell you, because he's out there in D.C., every day there is a protest. Every day there is a protest at the Capitol. It's protest central. Every day. So you will go, for instance, one time I was at the Capitol for an event, and I was actually, I think, covering it. This was even before 2012. I think this was 2010, 2011. And there was simultaneously at another, on the mall, on the opposite side, I think, of the World War II, the Veterans Memorial, there was Sharpton was having some kind of protest, and then he was there, and then there was a bunch of environmentalists that were over near the Thomas Jefferson thing, that memorial having a whole other protest. I mean, at any given day, on any given day in D.C., there's some kind of protest, at least a couple. This is how it is. There's always police there. So this idea that you're going to have this many people out. So she says, I've been waiting for this, for trespassing on the Capitol grounds. You were waiting for it? Is that why you didn't call in additional security? Because you were waiting for it? You were going to try to see if you could amplify the individuals that were trying to create a bad event and try to make it worse through absence of security so you could achieve what you were waiting for? I mean, I think it's legitimate to ask at this point. They aired this yesterday. Or no, they aired it yesterday during the hearing. This was sort of like their end all be all after they wrapped up, I guess, proceedings. I just thought that was a very interesting thing, and nobody has really seized on that. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. Doesn't that kind of stick out to you?